because to be honest, she could have a bonnet on, but if she could have bonnet on and sweats at the grocery store. But if she carrying her, because you could tell, you could look at the nails.
I wouldn't talk to her.
I'm like, I'm
I'm
anti-bonnet.
calling
But
her
but
ratchet.
but but you
Hey, with
married,
me
you
too.
married too. You married
No,
too.
true, you're right. I am. But I'm just saying,
And how long
if
you
I
been
was single,
married,
I'd be
boss?
like, nah, she ratchet. I ain't
You
calling her.
walk out the house with a bonnet on, that tells me enough right there.
Okay, maybe
Yeah,
but that was just that was an example, you know what I'm saying? But she could, you know what I'm saying, have it in a little ponytail. You know what I'm saying? That was a little extreme, the bonnet, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You have it in a ponytail, it could be a little messy, you know what I'm saying? She could be in some sweats.
So, Lady Mogalet, I was the one that made the comment in the chat where I said some men tie hair to personality. Um, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's probably more wrong than anything because it's. I guess you could say it's. I was thinking about it before I came on. It's probably like a form of prejudice. But I think the reason some men do because hair is so intentional, especially when it comes to our women, right? So, for example, if I see like someone with like your hair, right? If I see someone with your hair, or a man sees someone with your hair, right? They may assume that you're more spiritual, right? In essence, whether it be right, wrong, or indifferent, that is what some people may do. So those men who aren't as spiritual may not approach you. So that's the reason why some men approach women based on their hair. No different than I can't remember if I think his name Rico said it earlier or not. Like someone with like very long weave, like Cardi B just did a song of the day to my how long her far her long weave go down to her butt, whatever, right? And we know typically people with long hair that go down to their butt typically is tied to stripper culture, right? So if they see that, they're like, okay, she a stripper or she this type of female that's probably for the streets. So then a certain type of man is gonna go approach her. So I think again, not all men, because we can't never say all, right? I think some men just naturally just tie hairstyles because it's more of an intentional thing when your hair is not natural to the type of woman, and then that's why you get certain men approaching you when you change your hair up.
Hmm.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah,
But I didn't. I mean, Rico mentioned it, but I try to stay away from the chat. I said the
yeah,
whole personality com the theory, or I brought that up based on like us speaking about like the different kinds of men that approach us based on
right.
like our hair. But what you said makes all the sense in the world, and I think it's valid. It makes sense, like.
Yeah, it goes back to us being the hunters, right? So based on the type of hunter, so to speak, you have they want what's the so-called easiest kill based on their hunting skills, their ability to get women, right? I joke with my wife all the time. I was like, some women are just easy. So like, what you mean? I'm like, I can tell, a woman that's easy, that's for the streets, versus the woman I actually got to put effort into, right? So like, I would know if I was out and about and single, and I came across Shantae or B Taylor or any of y'all, really, honestly, I would have to put work in. If I don't want to put work in, I want to be lazy. I'm not going to approach y'all, right? And it's based on your appearance. It's based on your vocabulary, based on your communication, based on your walk, your talk, based on everything, right? And so your appearance goes back to your appearance overall initially. Like, nah, I don't want that. Let me go find the long hair weave down to the butt. I'm gonna go approach her. That's what I want, right? So it goes back to that. It's
I'm
tied.
glad
It's
you
all tied
said
together.
that.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
glad
What?
you said that because I think a lot of women are mixing that up. Like even when you said that, I was thinking back on college when all my friends were being approached by the guys, and I think about the type of men.
Right.
Although we were in
And the
college,
type of woman, of
right,
course.
and they were trying to, ain't nobody was taking them serious. Nobody was trying to make them their woman. But I didn't see that from my young mind. All I
Right.
saw was I'm being left out in the dark because I may not look as nice and presentable as them, and doing what the other girls are doing. So I started following what they were doing and dressing how they were dressing and putting on makeup and putting on the weaves and stuff like that because that's what got the attention. But when I think about it, even when I was doing that, I was attracting the basketball players or, but they weren't. They it wasn't it didn't end well. We'll just say that it didn't end well in the dating game. So I can say that may be facts, and that needs to be said for women, young women who are listening to this, that just because so men can tell that women are easy catches because of how she looks. So are you saying, what does that look like?
What do you mean? What does it look like?
Because you said the girls with the long hair down their butt, the weaves down their butt, and stuff like that. Because
I mean,
there's some
It's
women.
the whole wardrobe though.
yeah, and I agree. It goes to the whole ward. I agree. It goes to the whole wardrobe. Right. It goes to the whole wardrobe. So like, okay, to the whole wardrobe thing. In a sense, it goes with it. In a sense, it doesn't. So like, so Sante and I think Miss Naz, right? Their hair, to me, while being up close and personal, their hair looks the same. In terms of texture, maybe it's different, maybe it's not. I don't know, right? But as long as straight down, me personally, that's all I care about. I like natural, long, straight down hair, right? But based on how their wardrobe is, and based on how their hair is, because it is in the natural form, me personally, I would associate with that. If I'm not serious, I'm not about my business, I'm not going to approach them. Be Taylor, because your hair is more perm. I don't know if it's natural or not, because you
It's
have a hat on.
natural. It's
Okay, cool.
natural.
Okay, cool. But because your hair is more straight and more in a natural form, and because it doesn't look I forgot, like the same. It's not the same texture as their hair. I would be like, okay, you may be easier to talk to and lay back just off of your hair and then what you wear. And then from Miss Lady Mobilette, based on her hair, for me, I'm just gonna actually assume, okay, she may be a little bit more spiritual. And then so I'm just saying, so that's what it looks like. Like, how serious do I need to be? And now, granted, when I start talking to you, then I'm going to adjust my language and my communication and say, oh, in over my head, or I'm not in over my head, right? Because you don't know till you start talking. You really don't.
Okay, that's
But
interesting.
it just goes back to the hunter mentality and how we approach stuff.
Rico, can you confirm or deny that what he's saying is
No, I had cut off for a little second, but it's really just the whole outfit, man. It's their whole aura about them.
so it's about what you're wearing, not how your hair is.
It's about
Not
how yeah, it's really, because to be honest, she could have a bonnet on, but if she could have bonnet on and sweats at the grocery store. But if she carrying her, because you could tell, you could look at the nails.
I want to talk to her.
I'm
I'm
anti-bonnet.
calling her ratchet.
You married too. You married
No,
too.
true, you're right. I am.
And
But I'm just saying,
how long
if
you
I
been
was single,
married,
I'd be
bro?
like, no, she ratchet. I ain't
You
calling her.
walk out the house with a bonnet on, that tells me enough right there.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
but that was that was an example, you know what I'm saying? But she could, you know what I'm saying, have it in a little ponytail, you know what I'm saying? That was a little extreme, the bonnet, you know what I'm saying? You have it in a ponytail, it could be a little messy, you know what I'm saying? She could be in some sweats. But if she carrying herself, you know what I'm saying, right, you're gonna be like, man, she look good. You could, as a man, you could see through all that. You know what I'm saying? But yes, we judge a woman based on the whole thing. So if you, for the streets, we could tell based off what you dressed like. Even if you're not, if you dress like that, we're gonna assume that. And then that's be crazy when women say, "Well, that's not right based on that." It's a uniform. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. If I'm in the streets, if I'm walking the street and I'm got my pants sagging, yeah, hey, police might come messing with me. That's just, it's not right. It is what it is.
No, to Rico's point,
I'm in Detroit.
if
I'm in Detroit, so
So,
they can't stop and frisk out here. So you know what I mean.
but okay, so I don't think that's a fair comparison, right? Because if your pants are sagging, you can pull them up. It's a really quick adjustment.
But
And
if you dress like a slut, you could go change. Excuse my language.
no, so I understand that part, right?
Talking
But
about
when it
hair,
comes to, when we're talking about hair, like that conversation gets significantly more complicated. And here's my point behind that, right? God Will Spirit referred to B. Taylor's hair, my hair, Lady T's hair, and Shantae's hair as being in its natural state. This is not the natural state of my hair. I had to do a whole lot of manipulation to make my hair look like this today.
Yeah, my hair got pressed. My hair is pressed out.
Hey,
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. When men
So
say
is
that,
mine,
it
but
it
it's
really.
humid today, so it doesn't look as sleek as B Taylor's, right? And so I think there's this disconnect between men and women of what the definition of natural hair is, right? I think from what I've learned from the two of you is that as long as it is growing from your hair, no matter like from your head, no matter what you're manipulating it, y'all consider it natural hair. But when it
Correct.
comes to women, it's the natural state of it that we consider natural hair. And so I think when we have these conversations about men saying I like natural hair, women are thinking, okay, well, in its natural state, but men haven't actually communicated like, no, it's just got to come out of your head. Whatever you do to it, we're cool with it. It just has to actually grow from your head. And I think I've learned that from this conversation that our definitions of that are different.
But that's what I was getting at is like that's a certain type of hair that they want. They want that's what's growing out your head, right? And we're natural. We're going natural. We ditched the perms because we realized it was bad for us. It was bad for our body, our health, and everything. So we're not getting perms anymore. But when I get my hair pressed out like this, it's damaging my curls. So I don't even know if my curls are going to revert back. And or heat training. A lot of women are manipulating their hair because we realize that y'all want us natural. Y'all just don't like our natural hair. Y'all want it in a certain state. Just like you said, y'all want it blown out. Y'all want it straightened out. Y'all want it curled a certain way or kept a certain way. There's nice words that you guys are playing on that. But at the end of the day, y'all don't like our natural hair, the kinky hair. That's not what y'all are saying y'all like. Unless it's long and big and flowy or stretched out, that's not what y'all feeling.
Are
Y'all
you
like
talking about?
Yeah.
Naturally
talking
styled hair.
Are you talking about
Naturally
unkept hair?
styled.
yeah.
Are you talking about
Yeah.
unkept hair, B Taylor? Are you saying we don't like unkept hair?
I'm saying y'all don't like our natural hair, which
I'm
is
saying you talking about
our
before.
natural hair is deemed as unkept. I don't know if you know the history of
No,
our hair, but we
no, I'm
weren't
asking.
even allowed in corporate America without our hair being straightened.
I'm asking a specific question. I'm talking about, but when you get up in the morning, are you talking about before you decide what to do with it, or are you just talking about just get up in the morning and you talking about men don't like that, or you talking about you get up in the morning and you do what you think is presentable, and men don't like that?
I think what we get up and do what is presentable. Because presentable to me could be me waking up and shaking my hair and kind of fluffing it a little bit, but not stretching it out, but just fluff it a little bit. And it's like I look like a little microphone. Is that going to be attractive to you guys?
Probably not. But anybody,
Exactly. That's what I'm
but
saying.
anybody fresh out of the bed is probably not gonna be attractive to anybody though. Come on now.
No, there's
You
when
gotta
if
be
Kim
more realistic.
Kardashian woke up out of her bed with her hair all over her face and stuff, y'all are gonna find that sexy. Y'all
She
gonna
got
say,
different
"What?
blood.
Your hair's all messed up."
She
I
got
didn't even
different blood
notice.
than you. She got different blood than you. That's
But
not.
so Rico, no, right? Because black women come in all shapes, textures, lengths, all of this stuff, right? There are black women who naturally are born with the Kim Kardashian hair, right?
Okay.
What hang on one second. So what B Taylor is trying to say is the black women that wake up in the morning with hair like that. Like my hair is pressed right now. So if I wake up in the morning and I haven't tied it up and put it away, it's going to be all over the place. That's still considered more attractive than when I wear my hair in its natural curly state and the pillow's kind of taking control of it, right? It's the idea of because of the way that it falls, right? It doesn't even have to be that's how it grows out of my head. Because of the way that it falls, one is considered acceptable and one is not. Even when it comes to manipulating it, right? Even when it comes to manipulating it, I can manipulate. Those wash and goes, they sound a lot easier than they are, right? Like there's a whole process behind it. But I can wash and go. I can go through all of like the moisturizing and the gels and breaking the cast and all of this stuff to manipulate my natural hair for it to sit in its natural state. And somebody's gonna look at me and be like, "You didn't do your hair this morning."
I get that, but that's the same thing as if I didn't. It's black men that wake up and they don't have to do nothing with their hair just because they may be mixed with something. And there's black men that have to get up and brush their hair. There's black men that got to wear do-rags. Just like me, if I had a fro and didn't have locks, I would have to wake up and do something to my hair.
There's a difference
I,
between
I can't.
short hair maintenance and
When
long
I
hair
get
maintenance.
when I wake up out the bed, I can probably do the lowest, throw some oil in it. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever, throw it in a ponytail. I'm good just because I have locks. But if I had a fro, I would have to do something to my hair, and if I didn't, y'all would be like, y'all be looking at, man, he's unattractive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, he's kind of ugly. Why he ain't do something with his hair? It's the same thing with men. You can't just think, you can't just want what other people have. They have different blood. It is what it is.